Jules, welcome back to another video. So this weekend I went Black Friday shopping and I saw this palette that I honestly didn't really think much about. Like, I've heard about it, but I wasn't going crazy until I saw it and until I swatched the colors and the shimmers and the mattes. Oh my god, I fell in love. There was no like second guessing. I was like, you're coming home with me. If you guys are wondering what palette am I talking about, I'm talking about the new Kylie Cosmetics Wizard of Oz palette. So I did see her collection. I went to Ulta to pick it up, but everything was like basically sold out. There was only 2 palettes left and me and my cousin got the last 2 palettes. So this palette is so fucking gorgeous. Like, one thing about Kylie, her old palettes I never liked. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I never liked her old palettes. I felt like the pigment was so chalky, like it was so rough. I couldn't blend it. I just really didn't like her products at all. And her palettes so far have been so good. Like, I only have one palette before this one, the mauve palette. Palette is gorgeous. And then I saw this palette and I was like, oh my god, like let me swatch it just to be sure. And sis did not fail this time. Sis was not playing. So this is the Kylie Cosmetics Wizard of Oz palette, and the palette itself is just beautiful. The shimmers, the mattes, everything is so blinding. It's so blendable. I had no problem when I was putting this in my eye today. It was just so freaking beautiful. I really fell in love with this palette. I feel like I could do so many looks with this palette. Like, I definitely want to use that greenish. It's kind of like a green blue, and that green right there, what? Like, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna use this palette so many times. I'm gonna actually do another look using this palette on my TikTok. So if you guys want to see, I'm gonna put my TikTok here and you guys can follow me and see what other looks I create with this palette. But overall, this palette was so beautiful. I recommend it if you were like me and like were a little iffy about Kylie Cosmetics and like trying their palettes. I highly suggest you guys getting their new palette. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you guys see how I created this look. But before I leave, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time. Alright guys, before we go in with the beautiful Wizard of Oz palette, we're going to start by prepping our eyes. The first shade I'm going to go in with is Broomstick, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade. And this is a beautiful light brown. It kind of has a little hint of like ash brown and like, or like an ash purple. It's such a beautiful shade though, and it blends like a dream. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Dorothy, and it's such a beautiful blue. It's not matte at all. It does have some shimmer in it, but it just looks so beautiful with the brown. Like, you could definitely see the shimmer, but it doesn't mess it up. Like, it's perfect. So I decided to put this on the middle of my eyelid. This shade is definitely buildable, so you guys are going to see me go over it a few more times just so that I have the intensity I want it to be. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Toto, which is that beautiful dark brown. So I applied that on my outer and inner corners, so it's definitely buildable, so it doesn't look as dark. And I'm sorry I forgot to show you guys. I don't know what happened to me recording it, but anyway, I'm also applying some glitter glue because I did apply Tin Man and I didn't like how it wasn't intense. I wanted it to be super bright, so I applied some glitter glue and I put it all over my eyelids, and now I'm applying Tin Man and I'm loving the way it looks because you guys know I love it bright. Now I'm going to apply some mascara and I'm going to get my eyelashes prepped for some falsies. And now that I have my false lashes, I'm going to move on to my face. For my face primer, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Grip Face Primer, and it's very similar to the Milk Cosmetics Face Primer, which I love so much, but I don't have anymore. So I'm using this. It's kind of like a dupe, so if you guys wanted to find a dupe of Milk, then definitely try e.l.f. because it's so great. It honestly helps my foundation stick better to my face, and it's a really long-lasting primer, meaning that your foundation stays on your face a lot longer as well. For foundation, I'm going to use my Airbrush Flawless Foundation along with my YSL foundation. I feel like these both together are like the perfect combination. I feel like my Airbrush is a little too yellow and I feel like my YSL is a little too pale. So whenever I combine them together, it's like perfect. So I've been loving them two together. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. concealer. I believe this is a 16-hour concealer and it's in the shade Neutral. It's so good. Like, it lasts so long. It doesn't crease. It's just a perfect concealer. I've been loving this one and the Anastasia a lot, but this one's just like my favorite, and it's really not expensive. It's only like $6 and it blends so well. For blending your concealer, you could always use a brush or a sponge. I prefer a sponge, but if you guys want me to use a brush, then let me know in the comments below. Moving on to some cream bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Mario cream bronzer stick in the shade Medium, and I'm obsessed with this bronzer. So good. It's so buildable and it's so creamy and it blends so good. Like, obsessed. Like, I love Fenty, but this one's so great. And plus it comes with a brush. Like, how convenient is that? I don't even have to use any of my own brushes. Like, I just use the brush that comes with a stick and it's perfect. It blends so good. Now I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty baking powder in the shade Banana, just so I can start baking my under eyes. And I've been using the Laura Mercier and I really like that one as well, but I also use the Patrick Star one. And I don't know, like, I feel like Huda just never fails me. Like, I forgot why I stopped using Huda Beauty. Like, it's just so great. I prefer this, honestly, more than Laura Mercier or anything like that. Like, it's so good. I highly suggest you guys try it out. For my powdered bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my Jaclyn Hill in the shade Tan Lines, just to make it a little bit more intensified and just give it a little bit more color. I'm loving how these two together look. It's so freaking good. After my 3 minutes are up, I'm going to start removing all of my baking powder. I usually leave it for 3 minutes, but you guys can leave it for longer, you guys can leave it for shorter, however you like. It's all about preference. Moving on to blush, I'm going to go in with my One Size Patrick Star blush in the shade Fat Ass, and this is such a beautiful blush. Like, it's so pink. It's definitely buildable though. It's not like too bright. Like, you could just make it light or dark, however you like, but I love the way this looks on my cheeks. Now that I'm done setting my face, I'm going to go in with that baby blue and apply it on the bottom just to make my look a little bit more intense, give you guys a little bit more icy vibes, winter vibes, you know, like something cute. And of course, I'm going to go in with some white eyeliner. I feel like that makes your eyes pop a little bit more. Exactly what I wanted. So since I'm doing an icy eyeshadow look, it's only right if I go in with my Anastasia highlighter in the shade Iced Out, just to make this look a little bit more extra. Now that we're done with the face, I'm going to move on to my lips. So for my lips, I'm going to use my NYX lip liner in the shade Neutral. I feel like it's a perfect nude. It goes with so many lipsticks. So I'm going to use this just to outline my lips. Now for the lipstick, I believe it's a Loreal, but I'll put it in the description below so you guys can check it out. And now we're going to set our face with some setting spray, and we are done for today's look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look so much. Before you leave, please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.